Thanks again, Willie, for joining Tunnel Talk, where we talk about more than fashion, you know, lifestyle, how you're doing, and what's coming up. And I want to first say congratulations on the baby. You're now a father, a girl dad.
Oh yeah, nah, I appreciate you, man. It's one of the craziest things ever to go through. I feel like it's definitely one of the coolest things I've done.
So I heard you grew up doing art all your entire youth. So how has that influenced what your style is now today?
It's probably influenced it more than I even realized. Like I was a big, I think one of the biggest influences when I was actually in high school, I had to do like an art project. And I had to incorporate, you know, like an artist, and the artist I chose was Keith Haring, and I had to like put him on a different object, and I chose to do a van, and that kind of like set my whole shoe off because like I wasn't into Jordans yet. I was like still on my skater kick. And so I was wearing Vans and like SDs and stuff like that, and Dunks and stuff like that. And so I put them on these Vans, and it kind of tapped me into doing portraits and stuff like that. But I actually had to do some research on them, and so that was like the first, you know, real artist that I actually, you know, kind of got involved with. And then, you know, a lot of the artists that I'm influenced by now are just like friends that I've met along the way that I'm just like, damn, y'all are really dope. Like, I haven't really like got to tap in with any famous people, any you know, really famous artists besides David Garibaldi. I kind of got to like,
Oh, wow.
Yeah, like for a couple years there, I got to go to his studio there in Sacramento and really just like kind of learn from him.
That's it.
And it was cool. He's different. He's a different type of artist. Like just how fast, and it's like his performance with everything, like his dancing and, you know, hyping up the crowd while he's painting and stuff. Like it's all, you know, part of the show. And it was really impressive to like see his whole kind of how he approaches the show and how everything kind of builds up to it.
How does all of that bleed into your game on the court too?
Well, I mean, you know, you got a certain style out on the court, so I kind of like to keep it who I am. So how I look out on the court is kind of, you know, goes with how I look outside the court. That's kind of how I kind of gauge it. Just like the type of swag that I'm going to try to bring on the floor is, you know, the same. When you see, it's going to be loud, you know what I'm saying? When you see what I'm wearing, it's either going to be like subtle loud, or like I'm going to be doing things that maybe ain't showing up on the stat sheet, but like when you get real nitpicky, like, damn, that's some Supreme that you got on, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just little stuff like that. My second year in the league, I started my own Will Change sports brand, and
that's right.
I seen that side of it. So I was like, yo, when I like, now that I've been through that and I see how, you know, a lot of guys that get, you know, free promotion stuff that, you know that like they're sending this so you can wear it to promote, and like they don't promote it and stuff like that. That's trash. So, you know what I'm saying? You want to, you know, that's an investment. That's an investment that you did to like, you know, like this is how I be in my closet. Like, damn, I remember 3 years ago, this guy gave me this shirt and it's going to go perfect with these damn shoes I just got today. And it was just like, man, that match, that was for this moment right now for me to rock. And then you rock it and it's like, damn, he rocked that. Like, it wasn't that he just wore it and took a picture. No, he rocked that shit and it looks fire with it.
When you're shopping or you're on the gram, what speaks to you first things? You're like, what makes you go, oh man, I gotta have that. I gotta have that pair of shoes. I gotta have this designer in my closet. What speaks to you?
That's interesting. I've never been asked that question before. So
that's what happens when you go on Tunnel Talks with ProTrending.
Hey, I see. You know what? I would have to say like, who's rocking it is a big thing. Who's rocking it? And like, how did they rock it? Because that's gonna give me inspiration on like if I can rock it, or if I really wanted to rock it, I should say. And then I don't know, man. Just like there's a feeling with it. You know what I'm saying? It's like when you pick a college to go to. That's the only way I could really explain it. Like when you show up to that college, and it's like, damn, this is it. This was for me. That's kind of how I pick clothes too. It's like I see something and it honestly, it'll speak to me. Just like, or I'll see something, I know I got something in the closet that's gonna go fire with it, and it's just like, oh man, I got a belt that's gonna go smooth with this shirt.
Yeah.
It's gonna match my socks and my shirt. You know what I'm saying? This is just gonna set it all off, the little details, stuff like that. So, I mean, that's a tough question because there's a lot. I feel like there's a lot to go with it.
So you got to have kind of like a Kentucky Wildcat feeling towards you, that Kalahari feeling going into each fit.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Now you.
So what was, I noticed earlier this season, last season, you always had a metal briefcase coming in. Of course, my mind goes to, is he just coming in with $50,000 in his case? But is there anything special about that or just an accessory you like?
You know, when I was a kid, probably like 12 years old, I had a friend that had one just like that, and he had like a little BB gun in it. I thought it was so badass. I'm like, damn, like that's just like the movies. And I always wanted one. I never found one. I never, like, since that moment, I didn't even think about it. And then I went home for my grandpa's funeral, and like I went to this gas station before we got on the plane to come back to California. And I seen it at the gas station, and like right at the bottom of this thing, and I see this like, metal thing shining. And I'm like, holy shit, that's a suitcase. Go in there, grab it, and I'm like, oh, it's the briefcase. Boom. Put it out, had it ever since, carried it ever since. And then like, so what was in it was actually like, I had, probably like 100 grand in jewelry in there. Just stuff that I had, you know what I'm saying? Like, 100 grand jewelry, notes from my wife, pictures of her baby, like stuff like that. Notes, drawing pads, like just the essential things. iPad sometimes.
That's what's up. See, that's
See, that's the shit we talk about right there.
Exactly.
Now wherever. I love it.
I know the bubble is happening right now. I think I heard Adam Silver say that the season's not going to start till 2021. I guess what happens? You come home after this trip, and what's next for Willie?
Mm-hmm.
Same thing I was on before I left on the trip. Shoot, for like before I took the trip, I was grinding with Tyler Ruff, 4 days a week. So I just go right back. So I got to work out Friday with them at 12:30. So it's just right back on the grind and, trying to get to it.
Awesome.
Well, Willie, thank you so much for joining us. We'll let you get back to your trip.
No doubt. I appreciate it. It was cool.
Awesome, man. We'll talk soon.
Yep.
Bye for now.